Hello guys, today I'll do the linguistic analysis of the English in South Pacific. So first of all, I'll give you a brief background of the English in South Pacific. So this region was settled at least 50,000 years ago. These people that came in this region were the reason why the Papuan languages exist nowadays. Approximately 5,000 years ago, people from New Guinea started to immigrate to the southeast of Asia, and that's how the rest of Oceania was settled by human colonies. The English dialect came in this part of the world a few centuries ago. So France, Germany, Britain, and the United States invade the countries in South Pacific. Um, in this part of the world, I think that the linguistic variations are diatopic because in one region there are multiple official dialects, including the English dialect. So the English dialect changes depending of the region and the dialect in the specific region. So the main languages in South Pacific are Fijian, Samoan, and Enga. So yeah. First of all, I'll do phonological differences. I'll show you the phonological differences between Standard Canadian English and South Pacific English. So I choose the word about. So in Standard Canadian English, we pronounce the word about with the T sound. But in the South Pacific English, there's no difference between the T and the D sound. So in this context, we will pronounce about. So yep, there's the D sound. Next, for a phonological difference, I have the word school. So when there's a cluster of the S sound plus a consonant at the beginning of the word, the word is often preceded by the vowel I. So in the word school, the South Pacific dialects will add the vowel I at the beginning. So in Standard Canadian English, it's school, and in South Pacific English it's e-school. So there's the I sound at the beginning. So I have some semantic differences. I'll just tell you one. So for example, I have the word house. So in Standard Canadian English, house is like a residence. And in Pacific, they have another word that I heard one or two times in Canada. It's fail. So this word is often used by the South Pacific English speakers when they talk about the residence of someone. So this word came from faleola, that means good house. So yeah, it's a good term to say to someone you like. So this term came from the Proto-Polynesian. I'll tell you another word. The word friend. So when someone call you one talk in South Pacific or in Canada, this word this word means that like he wants to do a one talk with you. So you see that like we took a part of their words and they took a part of ours. So we just like traded the sounds. And next, I'll do the morphological difference. So I did a little sheet right there. So here we have the Standard Canadian English and we have the South Pacific English. And I choose the verb move. So in Standard Canadian English, the past tense often requires the suffix T or D in verbs. But in the South Pacific English, these suffixes are removed by the speaker. So here you see, in the past tense we say moved, and we have the verb stem and the verb suffix, so move with the D. And here we have move, but without the suffix. So that's the difference in the morphology. For syntactic differences, right there, so here is the Standard Canadian English, and here is the South Pacific English. So in the South Pacific English dialect, the speaker does a pronominal copy after an overt subject noun phrase. So in a sentence, a pronoun is often added. So here we have the sentence, the people were watching. And here in the South Pacific English, it's the people they were watching. So right there, they add another pronoun. So that's the difference between Canadian English and South Pacific English. So here it is for the linguistic analysis of South Pacific and Canadian Standard Canadian English. So that's it. We can understand like why this country is like this and why English is different from our country, because in that part of the world there's a very specific dialects like Fijian, and they mix the English with Fijian, so that's why they have a different English than ours. In our country, in Canada, we mixed our English with French and with the American English, with the Britain English, and nowadays we can mix it with the language from the new part of the world because of immigration. So thank you for listening, and I hope you have a good summer. Goodbye.